Eat the dirt off the bottom of my teeth.
You guys found 7 other people to play this, so fuck you guys.
Ever since Christmas, I've been joining lobbies with like more and more toxic people. So last night I ended up going to the mall just to go out and buy some clothes and stuff. And one thing that was brought up to me constantly, over and over and over again, part of the reason why I actually, went to the mall, was because even on Christmas Day, I was wearing a pair of shorts. Not because it was warm outside, not because of anything like that, but because I simply just don't own a lot of pair of pants. Actually, to be specific, I owned 1 pair of pants. I haven't actually worn a pair of denim pants in like near 10 years. The last time I remember wearing a pair of denim pants was in elementary school, because I remember I went into middle school and that's when I started my whole like emo kind of trend thing. I was wearing cargo shorts and shit with like chains on them and stuff. And then I went to high school, which had a dress code where I could only wear khaki pants. If I'm not wearing khakis, I'm wearing shorts. The majority of the time I was wearing shorts / khaki. So when everybody showed up to the house and everybody was like having a good time, all this stuff, they decided to have a conversation about, well, why it is that I'm just wearing shorts all the time. I explained to them that, well, I don't buy a lot of clothes, I guess. I have a shit ton of shirts, but a lot of them are pretty old. But as far as like pants and shorts, I had like the same pair of shorts for like 6 years. I only recently got that 1 pair of pants like maybe a few months ago. I decided to go out to the mall because I got tired of being made fun of for wearing shorts in the winter. So I get to this mall, okay? And for some odd reason, I had this thought in my head that, hey, I should go to like the busiest mall because probably these other places don't have anything in there. I figured if I had gone to a mall that, has more people going to it, there would be more supplies. Even though there are a lot of people like buying things, they're still more likely to have things there since they're, I don't know, they're upping their supply. It's a big place. They should have a lot of things. I wasn't sure exactly what I was looking for. I was just looking for some pants that weren't cargo, preferably like denim or some shit. So I make it to this mall after nearly dying in traffic because it started raining and it was miserable. So I go through all of this shit, get to this mall. Then on top of this struggle of like just not dying in traffic, there was also no parking spaces. So I literally had to drive around in circles in this huge parking lot just waiting for somebody to back out. I started actually following people that were walking out of the building to their fucking car. There's finally a guy that noticed that I was like, trying to find a spot. And he's like, hey man, I'm coming out in a second here. I'll let you in. Great guy. That guy saved my life. Because it was like humid and disgusting outside. And my balls were sticking to my leg in my car. But you understand how awful it is. So I walk into this mall and it is filled with people. And I mean like filled with people. Like I couldn't even, the amount of people that I bumped into, I have touched more human beings within that hour of me being there than I have in the past year. So the place is packed. I figured that. So I start searching around and there's like all these sales going on with like men's pants and stuff. And I was like, wow, how convenient. I go in there and I try on about like 4 or 5 different pairs of pants because I had no idea what my pant size was at all. I had like 4 or 5 different pairs on, and then there were people that were like trying to take my fitting room away from me when I went out there to try to like get the other pair of pants because there was no rack to hang things on, and then I couldn't set it on the dirty ass floor. There was a dude that was about to walk in there and just see my package in my underwear. Are you really in that much of a rush to see my shit? Thankfully he didn't walk in all the way. He realized that somebody was in there. Me. So I try on all these clothes, finally find my pants size, and I start looking for pants that I like that are on my size. So I start looking for pants that I like, the designs of, the colors of, blah 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 blah. I tried to get a variety and not just like black or dark blue or something. I did get a pair that was like khaki colored, which I personally don't really like, but I got them anyway. So as I was sitting there like gathering all these clothes and stuff, I kept seeing like a group of people like kind of in the corner of my eye, like looking over at me, right? They're like looking over at me and they would like talk to each other, turn back, and then look back at me again. And I'm sitting there like, should I make eye contact with these guys? Because these dudes are like way bigger than me, first of all. Like I'm pretty sure like the smallest person in their group was like maybe 6 feet tall. Like everybody there was fucking humongous in comparison to me. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't tell if these guys are like trying to just talk shit to me. Like, huh, look at this fucking weirdo trying to buy pants. I don't know. I felt like weird, like they were targeting me or some shit. So I like looked away and then I heard one of them go and call, yo, Jeff. And like, I do that whole chin thing, the thing that people do, the whole, yo, what's up kind of fucking thing. I did that and they recognized me. They were like, yo, Jeff, what's up, man? So I went over there, talked to him for a few seconds. It was just like, there's so many fucking people. Shook a couple hands, went back to shopping. And the one guy was like, yo, make a video about it. So there you go. If you're watching this video, there you are. And also there was a huge ass line, okay? So I stood in line for maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I spent about just as much time like in the fitting rooms and like putting everything together and figuring out my size and all that shit. I spent about the same amount of time in line. It was about an hour in total, but so I'm sitting there in line, right? And I had my hoodie on, okay? I had like the hood over my head and everything. I don't know why, I just felt the need. My hair was pissing me off. I just had my hood on. And as I'm sitting there like on my phone, just like scrolling through Twitter, trying not to look really, really awkward, not really talking to anybody, not knowing anybody, just, hey, I'm buying pants. I was just sitting there on my phone, just scrolling through my Twitter feed. So since I have a hood on, I can't really see like, can't really see like on my side. And all I felt at some point on my shoulder was just a firm grasp. It was just like a soft pat and it went into a firm hole. And it was this guy around my age. I would say that everybody there that I met were all around my age. They looked at least 20. If they weren't 20, they were probably just graduating high school, maybe going into college. Dude just comes up to me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, yo. Like, when I turned and looked at him, he was like, yo. He stops, he goes, I just feel like a better player for even being near you. And I was like, oh, God. Like, I felt it in my heart. I was like, oh, look at that. It's even funnier because I'm actually shit. But for real, though, the dude just, like, came up to me. He was like, hey, man, like, you're a legend and all this other stuff. He's like, I don't want to bother you. He was really polite. He was a nice guy. Everybody that I met was, like, super fucking nice. He was like, hey, man, I don't want to disrupt, like, your shopping or anything like that, but I just want to let you know that I'm a fan. I hope you had a good Christmas and all this other stuff. Like, man, that guy was so fucking... Everybody was so nice. So shout out to you. You know who you are. All you guys out there. And the coolest thing about this story was back when I was in Darth, I think I only had, like, maybe 20,000 subscribers. This mall was the same exact mall that I got recognized in for the first time, like, in public. And this isn't even something like to, I don't know, sound like I'm bragging or some shit. Like, I'm far from famous or something. But I just thought it was, like, it was fucking awesome that it just so happened to be the same exact place that I originally got recognized at for the first time, on top of just meeting some, like, really cool people. So I just figured I should mention that. Now I have pants, so... yeah, that's cool. That's all I have for the day. Still haven't tried out my Sasha Grey. Probably will tonight.